Hello, hello. Hello. Looks like we got a couple people. Three people. Hi, Kathy. I'm out on the deck tonight. I'm wondering, can you guys hear me okay? Hi, Teresa. Let me know if you can hear me okay, because I'm not used to being out here. Um, you will need a couple blocks tonight, or a block, maybe a pillow or a bolster. Hi, Lisa. You guys, I'm assuming you're hearing me okay. I just didn't know with all the background noise if you guys would be able to hear me. So somebody tell me if you can hear me good. Nobody's telling me. Maybe you can't hear me. You would tell me if you couldn't hear me though, so I'm just gonna, a little windy, but I can hear you. Okay. Let me maybe turn down. I've got a fan going on me. I'll put that on low. Maybe that'll help. All right. Well, good. Welcome, everybody. Teresa can hear me. Good, good, good. All right. So, welcome. It's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hump day. Um, yeah. So, tonight we are, what are we doing? We're just going to flow and move and stretch. It's going to feel nice, hopefully. Yeah, so let's take a minute to get centered. I shared this on Facebook today, but I wanted to share it here because it was a reminder I desperately needed today with some drama that's been going on at work. So go ahead and find an easy seated position, lengthen the spine, relax the shoulders down. And I think it's mostly ladies here tonight, so I'm safe with reading this. But lower your gaze or close your eyes. Take a minute to center, focus on your breath, relax, welcome yourself to your mat. To the women who are labeled aggressive, keep being assertive. Women who are labeled bossy, keep on leading. Women labeled difficult, keep telling the truth. Women labeled too much, keep taking up space. Women labeled awkward, keep asking the hard questions. Please don't shrink yourself to make people happy. Be yourself. You're beautiful that way. So just take a minute and let that settle in. I know in my situation, I found myself doubting what I said, what I did, how I responded. And reading that silly meme today reminded me that my thoughts, my voice, my actions matter. And as long as I know what I'm doing is right, I need to kindle my inner strength and make my voice heard. If you'd like to set an intention or a dedication or a mantra for your practice, now is a great time to do that. So just think about anything you might like to invite more of into your life and hold that in your mind's eye for a moment. Observe how you're feeling today in your physical body, your mind, your spirit. And just notice if there's any place that needs a little more space. What I love about this practice is the space it gives us. Let's take a couple rounds of that full 3-part breath. Hands can stay on the lap, or one hand to the heart, one hand to the low belly. You've done this before. So go ahead and let your air out. Inhale through the nose, belly expands, ribs, heart, pause. Exhale out the nose, heart, ribs. Belly draws in slightly, relax and pause. Inhale, belly, ribs, heart, pause. Exhale, heart, ribs, and belly draws in. Relax and pause. Take a few more rounds on your own, just with an effort to elongate and slow down that breath. And release the hands. Resume normal breathing. We'll just loosen up the spine like we normally do. Sit in a cross-legged seat. And let's take some seated cat-cow to start. So we're just warming up the spine. On an inhale, arch the back, draw the shoulder blades together. Belly and chest stick out, chin lifts. Exhale, scoop out the belly, round the back, widen the shoulder blades, and chin drops. And just flow at your pace with your breath. Send in a little love to your spine. And having that backbone kind of ties into how I opened the class. Finding your backbone or your strength to stand up for what you believe is right. Take one more round. And we'll meet back in neutral and take a side bend. So inhale, both arms up by the ears. Release the right hand down to the mat, left arm up and over. Keeping the left hip rooted. I'm going to bend my arm because my shoulder didn't like that. But keep your arm straight if you feel like it. Otherwise, bend it like me. Gaze up under that left arm. If that feels okay in your neck, breathe into the left side ribs. Slow, deep breaths like we were doing before. Good. Inhale it back up, both arms up by the ears. Exhale, side bend to the left. Right arm reaches up over the ear. Right hip stays rooted. Maybe the gaze comes under that right arm. Maybe it stays straight ahead. Whatever feels best in your neck. Breathing into the right ribs. And inhale, back up to center. And exhale, take a twist to the right. So that right hand comes behind you, left hand comes to the outside of that right knee. Lengthen the spine and twist from the middle of the back. Low belly's drawn in. Gaze over that right shoulder. On your next inhale, release out, arms up by the ears, and on an exhale, we'll take a twist to the left. Left hand comes behind you, right hand to the outside of that left knee, lengthen the spine, twist from the middle of the back, low belly engaged, and gaze over that left shoulder if it feels okay in your neck. Good. On your next inhale, come back to center, arms overhead, palms touch, and draw them down. And release. We'll take some neck rolls. So we'll just take 3 in each direction. You know the drill. Nice and slow. Just loosening up that cervical spine. Pausing anywhere that might need a little extra love. And reverse your circles after 3. And back to center. I do have to tell a funny story. Teresa, you'll appreciate this. So while all the drama was happening at work today, I'm like, I don't want to do yoga tonight. I don't even feel like it. I shouldn't have to. Right then, Teresa messages me on Facebook and she says, is there yoga tonight? And I sat there and I'm like, I know I'm going to feel better afterwards. So yes. And then she responded that she was stoked. It was actually her little emoji on a skateboard saying stoked. And it made me feel so much better. So Teresa, thank you for giving me a kick in the pants today when I needed it. All right, I'll shut up now. Let's come on over and come into child's pose. So knees can be wide or together, whatever feels best for you. Toes are together, heels, the hips are back to the heels. We're going to reach the arms out in front and relax the forehead either on a block, a bolster, or the floor. And just allow yourself to settle in here in child's pose for a breath or 2, or 3 or 4. Good. Come on up to table. The knees were wide. Go ahead and bring them back together. And we're just going to come into lizard pose to wake the hips up a little bit. So we're going to step that right foot to the outside of that right hand. Toes are out at a diagonal. And you may need to lower that or shift that left knee back a little bit. But we're just easing the hips down. Hips are squared towards the top of your mat. That right knee is bent. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. See what I'm doing? Most of you know lizard pose, but just hang out here. Direct the breath to that right inner thigh and the front of your left leg. And breathe. Go go ahead and bring that right leg back. We'll take it on the other side. So the left hand comes to the left foot comes to the outside of that left hand. Scooch that right knee wherever it needs to go for you. And feel that sensation on the other side. Inner left thigh, front of that right leg. Allowing the breath to influence the stretch. Good. Ease out of it. Draw that left foot back. We're going to move into down dog. So maybe the hands come a little bit forward. Toes tuck under. And the hips rise up to that upside down V with the body. Push away from the mat with your hands to bring the hips back over towards the heels. Bringing all that beautiful space into that lovely spine. You can walk your dog a little bit here, warm it up. And then maybe both heels lower. Ever so gently pad the feet up towards the hands. And we're going to inhale the halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe you keep your block here if that feels better. Just allow the head to hang heavy. And allow the breath to stay deep. Good. Go ahead and grab one of your blocks, and we're going to place it in front of our feet. Both hands on the block, so you can be on this medium setting or the high setting, whatever feels best for you. And we're going to bend that left knee. We're going to bring that right arm out and up to the sky. So that right leg is straight, left knee is bent. And we're reaching in both directions. Push out of that left shoulder so we're not sinking into the left shoulder. Stay with that deep breath. And exhale, release the right hand to the block, straighten both legs. And we'll take that on the other side. So the right knee bends, left leg is straight, right hand stays on the block, left arm reaches out and up to the sky. I was sinking into that right shoulder, so don't do that. Push away with the hand to the block. Good. Exhale, release that left hand down, set your block to the side, forward fold. Bring a deep bend into the knees, draw the low belly in, and we're going to roll up in slow motion. Keep that core strong. Shoulders and head are the last thing up. And then take some shoulder rolls backwards. And in an effort to link our breath with our movement, we'll just do a gentle sort of meditative flow with our arms. So we're going to inhale both arms up overhead, palms touch, and draw it down to heart center. That's our flow, nice and slow, even with your breath. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we lower. Good. 2 more. Good. Take a minute in mountain pose. Just find your center. Maybe lower your gaze or close your eyes again. Connect with your intention, your dedication, your mantra. Feel that backbone. Feel for any space that you may have already created in just the few moves that we've done. Good. Relax out. Let's step to the top of your mat. And we're going to inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Reach the crown of the head. Shoulder blades draw towards the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands. We're going to take a big step back with that right knee. And we're going to lower that right knee coming into low lunge. Either walk the hands up to that left knee or arms straight up. And exhale, release the hands to frame that left foot. We're going to draw the right foot back for a brief child's pose. And then on your next inhale, we're going to rise all the way up on our knees, and we'll take that breath of joy flow. So inhale here, and on an exhale, we're just going to give ourselves a hug, lower all the way down. Inhale, rise it all the way up. Exhale, lower it down. 2 more. Inhale, rise it up. Exhale, lower it down. Last one, really reach. And lower it down. Good. Inhale, come on back up. And we're going to come back into down dog. Lift the hips up to down dog. Feel that length in the spine. And then we're going to inhale the right leg straight up and back behind you. On an exhale, knee into chest, shoulders over wrist, step or help that right foot up. Lower that left knee. And we're going to inhale to low lunge on the other side. Exhale, release the hands to frame that front foot. Lift that left knee. Push off the left toes. Feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms wide, flat back all the way up. Palms touch. And down to heart center. Same thing, other side. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands. This time we're going to step that left leg back. Lower the left knee. Hands to the right knee or arms up. Good. Exhale, release the hands. Draw that right foot back for a child's pose. And our breath of joy flow. So inhale, arms up to kneel. Exhale, give yourself a hug, lower it down. Inhale, rise it all up. Exhale, lower it down. 2 more. Keep with your breath. Good. Bring the hands out forward, and we'll come into our down dog. Tuck those toes under, lift the hips up. Inhale the left leg straight up and back. Exhale, step it through, help it up there. Lower that right knee. Inhale it up for low lunge. Exhale, release the hands to frame that left foot, right toes tuck, right knee lifts, push off the right toes, feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms wide, flat back all the way up. And hands to heart center. Take another moment in mountain pose. Either hands in prayer or hands to your side. Lower your gaze, call to mind your intention. Noticing the space we've created in our bodies, perhaps even in our mind a little bit. And then inhale, both arms up by the ears. Exhale, we're going to sit back in chair. Kind of like our invisible chair. Knees are together. Arms can be straight out or on the hips if up by the ears doesn't feel good for you. Inhale, stand it up. Exhale, hinge at the waist. Let the torso flow over the legs any amount. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands. We're going to step that right leg back. Low lunge again. Lower that right knee. Inhale the arms up. We're going to bend that right elbow so it's like we're scratching, we have an itch on the middle of our back. And then that left hand's going to grab that right elbow. Lengthen the spine, maybe a little bit of a back bend. And a big tricep stretch. So push the head back into that elbow and breathe. Good. Gently release. We're going to take both of our blocks for half splits. If you want a block, you can use it. If you don't need a block, you don't have to. But that right hip comes back over that right knee. Toes lifted. The left toes are lifted. Lengthen the spine. Then find your fold, whatever that looks like, over that left leg. Draw the left hip back and the right hip forward. And imagine drawing the pinky edge side of that left foot back towards your face. Deep stretch in the back of that left leg. Good, nice and easy. Go ahead and re-bend that left knee. Bring the left foot to the outside of the left hand for our lizard pose once again. Notice if it feels any different now as when we did it at the beginning of class. You have the option of coming down onto forearms here if you're wanting a little bit more, or forearms to blocks. You do what works. Listen to your body. Make this your practice. Good. Draw that left foot back. We're going to move into child's pose. And from here, interlace the fingers at the base of the spine. We're going to move into rabbit pose. So you can leave the forehead on the earth and just bring the arms up any amount. Or you can roll onto the crown of the head and the arms come up. Either variation is perfect. Slow, deep breaths. Relax the shoulders. And slowly lower it back down. And we're going to come on up to down dog. So walk the hands out in front. Toes tuck under, hips lift up to down dog. Inhale, right leg straight up and back. Exhale, knee into chest. Step or help that right foot forward. We're going to lower that left foot, setting up for warrior two. So we're checking for heel to arch alignment. The back foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. We're going to lead with that left arm and circle it all the way up to warrior two. Hips are squared towards the front. Shoulders are relaxed. Reaching in both directions and gaze out over those right fingertips. Maybe bend into that right knee a little bit more if that's okay in your body. Call to mind your intention. And then we'll move into triangle from here. So we're going to straighten that right leg. We're going to bring the left hip forward a little bit. We're going to inhale the arms up. Reach out along the horizon. That left hip bumps back. And on an exhale, that hand comes to your ankle, the floor, your block, and the right arm comes straight up overhead. And breathe. Again, don't cave into that right shoulder. Push down through your block or the floor and reach that left hand up to the sky. Lower that left hand down to frame that left foot. Set your block to the side if you have one. Come up on those left toes. Lower the left knee. And we're going to keep that right hip, the right hand lowered. And we're going to open that left arm up. Exhale, it kind of scoops under that right leg. Inhale it back up. Exhale, bring it down and under. Inhale and up. One more. Exhale and lower. Inhale it back up. Exhale, release the left hand to frame the right foot. Lift that left knee. We're going to push it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms wide, flat back all the way up. And hands to heart center. Take a couple breaths here and then we'll shift to the other side. Here we go. Inhale the arms up by the ears. Exhale, hinge at the waist to forward. Oh, we forgot chair pose. Sorry, let's take our chair pose. Sit back in your chair. I think I'm getting high off of the citronella smell that I am experiencing right now. Good. Inhale, stand it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. This time we're going to step that left leg back, lower that left knee, walk it up, or bring the arms up. This time we're going to bend that left elbow. Right hand grabs the left elbow. We lift up any amount. Head into elbow, elbow into head, and breathe. Gently release out. We're going to move into our half splits. So if you like your blocks there, grab them. Bring the left hip back over that left knee and walk that right foot out any amount. Flex that right foot. Lengthen the spine on an inhale, and on an exhale, find your fold over that right leg. Drawing the right hip back. Left hip forward, and pinky toe edge of that right foot back towards the torso. Good. Gently ease out. Bend back into that right knee. Lizard pose. So walk that right foot to the outside of the right hand. Maybe you have to scooch that left knee back. Maybe you stay upright. Maybe you're feeling forearms. Listen to your body. Respect your body. Good. Ease out of it. Draw that right foot back. We're coming into child's pose. And then moving into rabbit. Whatever your rabbit looks like tonight. Maybe the hips stay to the heels and the arms come up with the forehead rested on the earth. It's a cute rabbit, right? The other variation is coming onto the crown of the head and the hips lift off the heels a little bit. Stay connected with your breath. Good. Release it back down. Bring the hands forward. We're going to come on up to down dog. I'm going to turn around here. So now we're going to inhale that left leg straight up and back. Exhale, knee into chest, step it through. Flatten that right foot, setting up for warrior two on the left. Heel to arch alignment. Lead with that right hand, hips open out to the side or in the front. Bend into that left knee. Relax the shoulders. Gaze out over those left fingertips. Notice where you can relax in this really, really strong pose. Good. Then straighten that left leg, setting up for triangle pose. So this left leg is straight. We're going to draw that right hip forward a little bit. Inhale the arms up to your sides. We're going to reach out along the horizon. Right hip bumps back, and when you can't go any further, drop that hand to your ankle, the block, the floor. Right arm up to the sky. Gaze straight ahead or up at that right arm. Make sure you're not caving into that left shoulder. Reach in both directions. Good. Exhale, release it down. Frame that left foot. Lower that right knee. What are we doing here? Yeah. Let's just lower that right knee. Draw the left knee back and take a minute in child's pose. Maybe take a drink if you're thirsty. That's what we forgot. We forgot to do the twisty thing. Just because we have to be even. Come on back up to table. See, I don't have you guys live and in person to say, hey, Debbie, you didn't do that on the other side. So we've got the left foot forward. That left hand is going to stay rooted by the left foot. We're going to inhale the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, it sweeps under. Inhale, back up. Exhale, it lowers. Inhale it up. Couple more. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Last one. Good. Now you can release the hands. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to play with camel pose. So let's start in hero pose. So take your block and just set it between, I'm going to kind of go at a diagonal. So we're sitting here like this, right? In hero pose. So a modified version of camel pose is reaching back with your hands here while you're seated on the block. Maybe you let the head hang back. Maybe you play with lifting the hips up off the block. Maybe not. But let's just all try that version first to kind of gradually move into maybe trying camel. Good. Go ahead and help yourself back up. So you can either repeat that again if that feels best to you, or you can come to kneel and maybe you put your feet on your block because that's going to raise your heels up. And then maybe you reach back for the heels and then play with lifting the hips up away from the ankles or the feet. And maybe the head stays up if it doesn't feel okay in your neck to have the head hanging back. It's another modified version of, what are we doing? What is it? Oh my God. Camel, good God. You feel like a camel? Good. Come on, bring it up. Rest. Take a minute. So the last modification You can still put the feet up on the block, but if you want to just play with one arm at a time, either with that right hand on the floor or that right hand on the ankle, and lifting the left arm up to the sky. Good. Relax out. Take the other side. So left hand to the floor or a block, or your left heel, and the right arm comes on up. And relax out. Take a minute. I know I'm offering a lot of different varieties of camel pose, but I just want you to know what your options are in case you're ever in a class and they're doing camel and you're like, I can't do that. There is a way to do camel. All right. So you can repeat any of the versions we just did, or if you want to play with full camel, go ahead and bring both toes tucked under, heels up. Reach back with one or both of your hands. And we lift it all up. Hang out and breathe. Focus on your intention. Focus on your slow, deep breath. Draw the belly in. See if you can bring it up. Both hands at a time at the same time. And relax it down. I know, that one kind of sucks, doesn't it? But it's good for us. All right, so now we're going to still sit in hero pose. And we're going to play with leaning back. So the feet are a little bit to the outside of our hips. So you can just stay here. Maybe you grab your block and you come down to forearms. I can't get my... Or you take your bolster or your pillow back there. Big quad stretch. Or you lay all the way back on the earth or with your bolster. Or you don't do any of this and you say, Debbie's mean. And she sucks. Good. Slowly, carefully, with respect. Please move slowly. Most yoga injuries happen coming out of a pose, so move nice and slow to bring yourself back up. We're going to swing the feet around in front of us. We're going to come into bound angle. Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees fall out to the side. And again, you can either use your bolster or your blocks. I'm going to use my blocks at first. So put them on that low setting here and bring one block under your mid back and the other block under your head. The blocks aren't the most comfortable, so if you'd rather use a bolster or a pillow, please do that. Let the arms open out to the side. Hang out here and breathe. I'm feeling a nice cool breeze blowing over me. Looking up at the leaves and the trees and the birds. Again, option to stay just like this if you're feeling really comfy, cozy here. If you want more of an arch in that back, you can bring the block up to the medium setting, long ways with the spine, and then bring your other block up to the medium setting and lean back that way. It's a little bit more of an arch, or maybe a lot more of an arch. Depends on how you look at it. Big heart opener. letting all the stress of the day melt away. Staying present in your body, staying present with your breath. So to come out of this, let's bring one knee over to the other, kind of roll off your blocks. Move the blocks away. Lie down on your back, and we'll take Happy Baby. So the knees come in towards the armpits, knees are wide, feet come up towards the ceiling while keeping that bend in the knees. Options for hands to be behind the knees or the thighs and draw the knees down. Hands can come to the ankles or the shins or up to the feet. Reach the tailbone to the front of your mat. Gentle pressure down on the knees. Either stay in stillness or find a little massage for the low back by rocking the feet side to side. Good. Relax the feet back down. We'll take a little figure 4 and then we'll move into Shavasana. So that right ankle crosses over the left knee, right foot stays flexed. Lift that left leg up so the shin is parallel to your floor. Interlace the fingers behind the left thigh. Keeping a strong flex in that right foot to protect that right knee, we draw the left knee in towards the chest as the right elbow guides the right knee away. Notice what's going on in your jaw, in your shoulders, in your face here. Relax those areas. Breathe into that right hip. And relax out of that. Switch the cross of your legs. So left ankle over the right knee. Lift it up. Left foot's flexed. Draw that right knee towards the face as the elbow guides the left knee away. Relax the face, the jaw, the neck, the shoulders. And gently release. Give yourself a big squeeze. Hug into a ball. Lift the head up to the knees. And relax out into Shavasana, our final resting pose. Maybe lift that right leg and reach the right heel away from you. Left heel. Reach it away. Draw the shoulder blades under the spine a little bit. Take up some space here. Fidget, move around, make yourself comfortable. Feel the class in your body. Notice the space that you hopefully created during your practice tonight. Feel the body heavy on the earth. Noticing again how you're feeling in your physical body, in your mind, in your spirit. Of course, with no judgment or expectations. Sometimes I just want it to stop. Talk of COVID, protests, looting, brutality. I lose my way. I become convinced that this new normal is real life. But then I meet an 87-year-old who talks of living through polio, diphtheria, Vietnam, protests, and yet is still enchanted with life. He seemed surprised when I said that 2020 must be especially challenging for him. No, he said, slowly looking at me straight in the eyes. I learned a long time ago to not see the world through the printed headlines. I see the world through the people that surround me. I see the world with the realization that we love big. Therefore, I choose to write my own headlines. Husband loves wife today. Family drops everything to come to Grandma's bedside. He patted my hand. Old man makes new friend. His words collide with my worries, freeing them from the tether I had been holding tight. They float away. I am left with a renewed spirit. My headline now reads, Woman overwhelmed by the spirit of kindness and the reminder that our capacity to love is never ending. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring some small movements to your fingers and to your toes. And then reach the arms up by the ears, reach the legs straight out in front of you. Give yourself a big stretch in both directions. Reach, reach, reach. And then let it all release to the earth. Bend the knees or hug the knees in. Roll off to either side, allowing your head to rest on your arm. To savor a few breaths here in the space between. Keeping the gaze lowered or the eyes closed, go ahead and push into the earth with your hands to bring yourself up to an easy seated position. And once there, we'll press the palms together in front of our heart center. Thank yourself for showing up on your mat today. Call to mind again your intention, inviting that quality or that dedication or that mantra to manifest itself in your life this week. And as always, we express deep gratitude to these bodies of ours for moving as perfectly as they did. My soul honors your soul. I commend the place in you where the Spirit resides. I admire the place in you that is of love, light, truth, and peace, because it's also within me. In sharing these things, we are united. We are one. Namaste. Thank you all. I hope you enjoyed class, and I will see you next week, as far as I know, right? Yeah, I don't think anything's going next week. All right, guys, love you. Peace out.